Okay, here we are back in the house in Fata Morgana, a Requiem for Innocence. And we're here for the bonus track. So, what's on the agenda for the day? What I want to do? There isn't anything in particular. Don't give me that look. I don't know what people do for recreation because, unlike someone, I didn't live a life of leisure and luxury. Yes, that's right. I'm a dreadfully boring person.
If I could be dried up and die, falling down in the flood of my tears.
I imagine you've begun to regret bringing such a dull goal with you.
Catch your shadow. I'm so scared that it flickers away.
None the slightest.
Show me your
If you say so. But you choose what we're doing today, alright? You want me to sing. I don't mind. What are you laughing about? You didn't think I would agree? Okay, fine. I won't sing. Puppy dog eyes won't change my mind either. That's that. I'm not going to sing. What is that expression? Alone, that is. Yes, you're singing with me. Go find someone who has a lute and ask to borrow it. You don't get a say in the matter. You did ask to borrow that, right? And got permission. None of the shenanigans you pulled at the festival. We need to remain on good terms with everyone if we're going to live here. Well, good. I'm glad you could manage that much. At some point, if we're going to do this again, you should purchase your own so you don't have to borrow one. It would certainly make things simpler, wouldn't it? Next time a merchant is in town, if they're selling a lute, buy it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. As long as it has strings capable of making music, that's adequate. And if it's out of tune, you can tune it. You can at least manage that, can't you? It's exactly how you described it all those many years ago. Fields of wheat as far as the eye can see, swaying back and forth like waves in an ocean of gold. I had assumed that after all this time, you would have lost your fondness for such rustic scenery. That you preferred bustling cities, heavily guarded fortresses, and merchants peddling unusual wares. But it seems I was wrong. Thankfully. Yes, I am quite fond of areas like this. They're pleasant and relaxing. I wonder if this really is where my real father came from. I never told you this, but in my village I was revered as a saint, worshipped as the daughter of God. And to this day, a part of me still sees myself as such. You're just an ordinary girl? Maybe so. You've said as much so many times now, I'm almost beginning to believe it. That is entirely on you, yes. If I truly am, then I have a father somewhere. One night I overheard my mother muttering something. At the time, I assumed it was just a dream, but if what she said was true, my father was a mere vagrant. A man whose face I never once saw, whose name I never heard. Would you like to meet him? Frankly, I'm not sure. I wouldn't know what to say even if I did. He might not even know I exist. It didn't sound like he had any interest in staying with my mother, which does not speak particularly well of his character. If he had chosen to stay instead of abandoning her, Then she wouldn't have had to lie about having a virgin birth. Maybe we could have even been a normal family. And the entire course of my life could have been different. What? Why is that your first reaction? You're not going to hunt him down and give him a piece of your mind? No. Any form of violence is forbidden. Not even if it's for my sake. Too many people have been hurt already. Which isn't to say I don't understand what you meant. When you said the world would tremble all over you if you didn't have the strength to fight back. As children, we were both helpless to fight back against a cruel world. But I stand by what I said. No more. I once believed you to be a weak man. But I've realized I was mistaken. I now know you have more than enough strength. Enough to take the lives of countless men. Some part of me always knew. But that's all the more reason. I don't want you to hurt anyone else ever again. To take any more lives. Alright, I won't. You swear it. I will have no choice but to deem you utterly irredeemable if you break that promise. Understood? What? No, that doesn't mean I think you presently have redeeming qualities. Have you lost your mind? Honestly, this is not the time for silly do you like me games. Don't tell me you're waiting for an answer. Because you're never getting one. What? Fine, if you want to know what I think so badly. No, I don't much care for you. Oh yes, so I was wondering. Other towns celebrate midsummer as well, yes? I see. So it's a fairly standard summertime tradition. If you asked me to go, I would not object. What? Yes, I'm not particularly fond of the commotion, but it's a unique experience. There were no such festivals in the village where I was born. It was so small. There was little in the way of entertainment to speak of. Perhaps I was their entertainment. A real saint appearing would indeed be cause for celebration. Life in the Lord's custody was miserable, but I'm not sure it would have been much different had I stayed. Maybe getting out was ultimately better for me. It was hardly all good times by any stretch of the imagination, but it did allow me to experience a more normal world. There you go again. I've long since tired of hearing you go on about ambitions. Yes, I know. My definition of normal is too impoverished for you. I've heard it a dozen times now. But this is what I know. So climb down off your high horse and adjust. I'm not so accommodating a girl as to unconditionally support you in your endless endeavors to climb up and up and up. In fact, I intend to kick you back down anytime you start trying. So keep yourself in check. I used to think I didn't have any right to interfere with your dreams. But now I'll be doing everything in my power to stand in your way. Keep that in mind. Then I'll just have to find a new dream. Excuse me? So you're going to look for a different way to be a fool, then? Did you hear a single word I said? Every single one, yes. Why do I even bother? So what madness is brewing in that hello school of yours now? I'm going to win your heart. That was even worse than I imagined. You're possibly the world's biggest fool. Oh, what is it now? You want me to call you by your name. Why would I waste my breath? Listen to how many times I'm saying your name. not yourself today. You're never so forward. It's not right. Perhaps you ate something moldy. Besides, your name is just another word. It's nothing to get so worked up about. What are you, a child? Disappointed I'm not what you thought? I never said that. I'm not going to call you by your name, understood? For heaven's sake. Let's change the subject. The way you're silently staring at me is making my skin crawl. So, the lute. I would like you to teach me how to play the lute. Why? Is there something wrong with me wanting to know how to play? I suppose it is unusual, perhaps. I never had a chance to learn much of anything, though. I know little of how people normally entertain themselves. So I want you to catch me up on what I missed. And don't get upset if I'm a slow study. You do have an impossibly short fuse, after all. Something else. Let's see. You know how to fish, don't you? You would go to the river sometimes, as I recall. We still don't know much about this area. Perhaps there are rivers or lakes nearby. So, teach me how to do that too. Alright. Come on, don't just stare at me. And do you know any words other than okay? Good heavens. Will you say my name? You don't know when to give up, do you? Is it that important to you? I don't want you to forget. Ah. I don't want you to forget me again. I don't want you to forget what I look like. The sound of my voice. Or how I feel about you. I don't want you to forget what we talked about. What kind of man I was. Or all the time we shared together. Please. Don't forget me. Why would you ask me that now? Right as I was. If I had remembered, would anything have been any different? Could we have not ended up so far down the wrong path? If I had gone and found you, would that have stopped you from becoming what you did? No, forget it. It's not worth thinking about. Can I hold your hand? Pardon. You don't need to ask for permission for every little thing. You've always been like that. Always asked permission or had me initiate any kind of physical contact. Except when you'd put that ointment on my face, that is. Even that morning when you carried me home, you wouldn't just pick me up. You made me climb onto your back. Because I promised I wouldn't touch you without permission. You actually kept that ancient promise for all those years. Is there no end to your stupidity? I swear. Someone needs to come up with a new word to describe you. Do as you please. Look at you, a grown man shaking like a fawn. Sometimes I can't tell if you have a heart of stone or of glass. Though I suppose I'm not terribly different in that regard. Unable to even speak my heart unless there's no one else around. Unable to face you, except through this childish fantasy. Not even able to show any vulnerability. You once said, who knows how many years ago, that being this close has the effect of making us more open. Well, despise you more than anything in this vast world. You showed me happiness, and then you showed me the depths of absolute despair. I have no idea what to do with you, so I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. What other choice did I have? Yet here you are, still lingering. After I released your soul, you went and put on a new set of shackles. What was even the point? Tell me, how many times have you tried to grasp at this illusion? How many times have you punished yourself? I suppose, if you want to think I'm just part of your illusion, I won't stop you. This whole realm is an impossibly idealistic fantasy. That's fine. It makes it easier for me to say this. I do regret some of what I did. That I misdirected my anger. Oh yes, I still revile you, of course. But even more so, I'm heartbroken. How did it all end up like that? So far gone. So irreversibly off the path. It was my words that ultimately pushed you over the edge, wasn't it? I want to make amends. I don't need your atonement. I told you already. It's all done. No curses, no forgiveness. Nothing more between us, ever again. Why then? Why am I here, talking to you? It's foolish. We're hopeless fools, the both of us. But it's not my fault. This realm is overflowing with so much warmth. I can't hold back everything I've kept locked away all those centuries. But in the end, I just feel wretched about it all. I would have rather never remembered. We spent our lives trying so hard to suppress those memories, fighting against our pasts, just as we're doing now. Alright, that's quite enough. Would you please let go of me now? Hello. I said let go. Let go of my hand. I love you. And I hate you. I'll never feel anything but hatred for you. There's nothing left in my heart but that. This is simply me showing pity for a pathetic lost soul. I was never able to let go of you. Maybe you should have said so back then. Though I suppose you couldn't have. I had someone else to lead my way. All you could do was sit back and watch me go. You were never one who would cry in front of others, or hold on to someone for support. You had to rely on this sad fantasy to bring yourself to hold my hand. There truly is no hope for you. So what now? Are you just going to stay here, all alone, for the rest of eternity? Many ages ago, when I was still a child, I looked up to you. I might have even had some fondness for you. But perhaps so. Perhaps it would have been better if we had done this sooner. I want you to forget everything I've said. This is a realm where nothing bad ever happens, right? So I'd like to indulge in this childish dream for a little while longer. Have you finally calmed down? Act smug all you want. I saw everything. I know good and well how sad a man you truly are. Someone's waving to us in the distance. I'm still not particularly good with strangers, but the people in this land are all so kind. And you'll be holding my hand, won't you? Of course. Let's go. Yes. Let us be off. Rather than showing you the world one day, someday, I'd like to bring you somewhere where your body and spirit can rest easy. Not as atonement for my sins, but because I want to see